Ken and Jenny, so we've now met with Lieutenant Tina Jones. She's here to kind of give us a brief about what's happened overnight.
Good morning. So overnight we had a group that started out as several hundred individuals in the area of the Pearl District. They were taking up an area of several blocks in an area that's also comprised of residences and businesses. They had blocked the streets, and right around midnight we started to see a shift in activity where different items were being pulled in and barricades were being created throughout the different streets.
Were those items stolen?
Which was causing us concern. So some of the items were things that appeared to be being taken from the neighborhood, such as dumpsters, pallets, construction equipment, newspaper boxes, and things were being, piled up. Some tents were being pitched in the area. In the last 3 weeks, we've had a number of different demonstrations, specifically the ones downtown, that have resulted in arsons and dangerous fires that have required our fire and rescue responders to come down. So we had a lot of concern for life safety issues, not only, if there were plans to try to light things on fire close to residences and businesses, but also if there was a need for medical to have to respond, whether it's a police life safety issue or fire or a medic issue, especially given, some of these apartments and condominiums in the area. So, we continued to monitor the situation. At one point, we were able to see a subject in the group that appeared to be armed with a rifle, and also looked like that individual had a handgun also on their person. So that also increased the level of alarm with the barricading of the area, and then the armed person who was in the group.
Was he definitely armed, or she?
We saw a white male in a red and black checkered shirt who appeared to be armed with a rifle, and there was indications also that they were armed with what appeared to be a handgun. So obviously that sort of thing also makes us even more concerned about what the intentions are of the group, and then with all the items that we're seeing stockpiled. So this morning we developed a plan to try to clear the area. An unlawful assembly was declared. We used our sound truck to notify the people in the area to provide them an opportunity to leave. We had seen the group that was several hundred individuals kind of dwindle down to about 50, some of them were coming and going. We also were notifying people not only by the sound truck but on social media and asking the residents to shelter in place. Thankfully, we were able to get our officers in after a period of warning, and they were able to safely clear the area. We only ended up with one arrest that I'm aware of, and I don't know the circumstances around that arrest at this point in time, but it appeared from what I could see and from what I've been told to be very peaceful as far as, the officers being able to get into the area, and, the majority of people who were down there ended up leaving. And so now we're in the process of determining, whether there are crimes that occurred. We're aware of graffiti. I don't know if there was other damage. Obviously, some of the other materials that got taken and kind of brought down here as well. So we're in the process of trying to document what happened down here as far as if there's any criminal activity, and then we'll do the cleanup as well.
And then, Lieutenant, I know that we can see kind of behind you that they're starting to clean up a lot of the stuff that's been barricaded. Can you kind of give us an idea of how long it's going to take to clean up this process and when people who live in this area can safely come outside?
I know I can't give you an estimate. Our goal is to get it back up and running as soon as possible so people can go about their day. It's a lovely day outside, and we just want to provide the residents down here and those who have businesses the opportunity to be able to go about their day. So we've been able to get some people in place to be able to do a swift cleanup as well.
Why did you not move in earlier? Why not, at 2 a.m. or midnight when they all started erecting these barricades?
So whenever we have situations like this, we're trying to assess what the situation is that we have in front of us. what the people are, what actions they're engaging in, and then what resources we have. And our goal every time is to prioritize life safety and try to do this in a very safe and methodical manner, which is what we did. We got our resources in place that we needed to try to safely manage the situation that we had, and I think that overall we were able to see a very successful operation this morning.
Was the new chief involved in all of this?
So I actually have our deputy chief here, and he can probably speak more to that. I've been more engaged with our operations, so I can't speak for him.
Anything else that you want our viewers to know right now, as this is kind of a fluid situation, within the next hour or so as you continue to work?
Yeah, I just want people to know that the area is safe. We are working to try and clear up the debris and, like I said, capture any sort of evidence if there was a crime. This has been a fluid situation overnight, and we're just very pleased with the successful outcome this morning. There was an intent to create an autonomous zone in Portland, and that failed last night.
All right. Are you ever going to let that happen?
I personally think that the Police Bureau is looking at every situation that we're facing and trying to make the best decisions we have with the resources we have at the time. But it's an autonomous zone was not established last night successfully, and the Police Bureau did a tremendous job of coming in with a very solid plan and creating safety for this neighborhood.
Thank you so much. So again, yes, so you just heard Lieutenant Tina Jones giving us a live update on what was happening out here early this morning. Again, we're at about 9th and Flanders, and if you kind of walk with me, Jay, this way, we'll kind of give you just one more look to show you what officers are doing as they are cleaning up this area. So you'll see that they have a really large truck that they're putting all of the debris on, basically all the things that Lieutenant Jones described that was really being gathered and blocking the streets, from dumpsters to cones to all sorts of scaffolding and metal that we even also witnessed people as they were carrying it out to this area in the wee hours of the morning and overnight. So we have, let's see here, about 1, 2, 3, 4, about half a dozen units that are blocking this street here. So traffic really can't get through in a lot of this area. There's just so much stuff that officers are going to have to pick up in order for vehicles and for public transportation in order to get through safely and successfully. But we will continue to monitor the situation out here as things develop this morning and as it becomes easier for traffic to flow. But again, if you are living in this area, police say that it is safe to be out here. No protesters are continuing to be in this zone. Once they declared it a civil disturbance, the couple dozen to 50 people had largely left and listened. Lieutenant Jones confirmed that she believes that there was only one arrest that was made, and we witnessed that arrest and have that on camera. One woman was not listening to officers as they told her that that street was closed and off limits, and she became aggressive and they took her into custody.